One of the biggest fights that Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas ever had on their podcast Frenemies was about the use of nannies. With Trisha shaming Ethan and his wife Hila for employing one, rather than being with their child themselves. At the time she stated that this was because she didn't believe in hiring strangers to watch your children, because of something that allegedly had happened to her as a child when she was being babysat. She defended her criticism against Ethan and Hila by using this trauma to defend her point that she seemed to be rather passionate about.
When I have a kid, I'm not going to have nannies, that's for damn sure.
What does that mean? You're not going to have a babysitter when you have a kid? How are you going to do anything? What does that mean? You're trying to attack our parental abilities?
Let's just move on. There's no attack. I just made a comment.
Is there something wrong with having a nanny?
In my eyes, yes.
Really?
We just keep doing the beauty.
What about daycare?
Daycare is different.
Why?
Nannies are like people who come here and take care of your child all day.
Because we're working. That's how everybody has nanny. They work. People work.
You can take care of kids and work. I never had a nanny. My parents, I never had a nanny.
And so you think we're bad parents? That's what you're insinuating?
I said I would never have a nanny. Did I say you had a bad parent? You're putting words in my mouth. I literally said I would never have a nanny if I had a kid.
Okay. Well, I think a lot of people have nannies. A lot of our employees have nannies. Because we both work, right? And so we have a nanny that Theodore really likes, and he spends the whole day with her. And then when she's done around 4:30, we take over and spend. Cool. I think that's pretty normal.
Good. Happy for you guys.
Why are you attacking our parental
I'm not. I said
choices?
I would not have a nanny if it was me.
But
I'm not attacking your parental choices. You do whatever you want. I'm not attacking.
But why did you make that comment then?
I'm just saying. I heard a nanny upstairs, and I was like, oh, I want to have a nanny.
Why'd you say it?
Because I want to have a nanny. And then
Don't you think it's healthy to be away from them sometimes?
Yeah, but they should be with another family member.
So they should never be with anyone that's not in their family.
I don't believe in that at all.
She specifically stated that she didn't believe that having nannies was right. However, prior to her joining and co-hosting this podcast, she frequently promoted the use of nannies. And even encouraged others to use them.
I would not want to have to stress about that. You got family and all the money in the world for nannies. It's like, girl, with all this money though, it's like, you can get nannies, you have family.
Never once mentioning having any issue with the use of strangers watching people's kids. If she had actually suffered the trauma that she claims to have had as a child that formed her opinion on hiring nannies being negative, why is it that she frequently spoke of and encouraged them being used prior to meeting Ethan? Because remember, her whole stance on not using nannies allegedly had to do with this trauma.
The last week when you got really upset, you started attacking my parenting and stuff. I can deal with this stuff.
I wasn't attacking your parenting. I said, do you want my opinion on this? I asked I did throw a jab. I said something like, I want to have a nanny. Then you said, tell me then how I should do it. I said, do you want my opinion? You said when there's 2 working adults, I said, do you want my opinion? And you said, yes. I did throw the first jab at it, but you continued it and pushed it. So tell me about my parenting. I'm like, you really want to know? And you're like, yeah. I was like, all right, this is what I would do when I had a single mother that was working. My grandma watched me, not a nanny. I had a babysitter that abused me when I was 5 that was female.
We don't need to get into it.
Experience. I had a female caretaker at a very young age. Like, do inappropriate stuff with me.
Yet she was perfectly fine with promoting the use of them before. And seemed to quickly become okay with using them afterward.
I don't knock people with nannies as much as I used to. I used to be like, what the fuck? Like, why have a nanny? Why have someone else raise your kid? Because I think about having kids and like realistically, you know, a nighttime nanny doesn't sound that bad. And obviously we both have to work and stuff and you want to provide a good life for that child and stuff. People asking about nanny and a bar mitzvah, you know, it's hard to say. It's like hard to say until it happens. Like I would like to try, obviously, without a nanny. I really don't judge anyone that has them. I just like, this is something like I've wanted for so long, right? Like this is like all I've ever wanted. So, like, again, I don't know because I don't know what my mental health will be. I don't know. I don't know the situation, but like I would want to try. And because me and my husband obviously both work from home and my mom is so close to us, like I just, I don't see the need for it right away. But, you know, again, things change. I don't want to like hold myself to it. She has her mom that'll help her. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying like, you know, But I just, like, again, we're in a position where we don't need a nanny right now, and I totally, again, anyone who has nannies, I respect it. They work, they do full time, but like we're not in that position, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, you really want a second person. It helps you and Moses, honestly. Yeah, I think that's something we consider. I know Moses had talked about a doula, but people are like allowed to, like, if people have like nannies, you know, they go, like, there's nannies that with people who like stay at home, you know, because they just like need a break. I feel like the majority of these comments come from people probably with no children, because you like just don't understand it, because like while like being a parent is the best thing, and there it's like it is 24/7, like, you know, it's like anything, like if you're with your partner, with school, with work, like your hobbies, like it's like good to have breaks, you know what I mean? Like it keeps you like balanced. We do it all ourselves too. Like we don't have a nanny, and I don't say that like out of judgment. Like, you know, people who have nannies, like if that makes you a better parent, by all means, you know. Again, if I was a single mom, if I didn't have Moses, like I for sure would need help.
She seemed to get over her hold up surprisingly quickly, for something that supposedly has such a deep-rooted effect on her that she was so worried about. It's odd that both before and after flipping out on Ethan she was completely fine with the concept of nannies, and never once mentioned her alleged concern of why she was against them in the first place. It's even more odd that she told a story about something traumatic that happened with a babysitter, when she has stated before that she never even had a babysitter as a child.
But then you worked a lot of jobs, like I said. I tell everyone all the time, like you worked 4 jobs, and it's like.
Well, after I left the post office, then it was like, oh, back to being poor.
But
it was so much time away from you guys, and there was like there was no before after school babysitters at the schools, and you had to find your own, and it was.
We watched
so
ourselves.
Yeah,
back
Nick
then
was
you
old
did.
enough.
I think back then, like either there wasn't as much weird stuff happening, or we were just like in a small town. But like, yeah.
So, what is the truth?